Hi folks, so we're back with the Wisconsin TH, and I just got done cleaning the carburetor. I have a head gasket for it. That'll be next. I'm working my way up to that, but I just got the top air shroud loose, and I had a peek inside, and I'm going to show you what I found. Get my gloves off here. It's just a matter of taking screws out of the rim. There's one behind there, another one on the top. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's all fiberglass insulation. This will clean out pretty easily, but man, that is not good. I've never had a motor that was nested up this bad. Probably should have my glove on for that. But I'm going to clean this up real quick, and I'm going to try and get those head bolts loose and see what it looks like inside there. And we'll be back. Okay. That didn't take too long. I pulled all that insulation out of there and blew the cooling fins and everything out real good with a compressor. And I have not tried these head bolts at all yet, so we'll take a whack at them and see what they're like. That's what came out of there. That's real nice. A little tighter. It's closer to the exhaust. That one's closer to the intake and it's easier. pause real quick. I'll take the rest of these bolts out and then we'll have a look inside. Okay, I just put some fogging oil in there a while ago, so that's why there's so much oil in it. Let's see, let me get a flashlight here. So it was right in there somewhere where I could feel that compression leak. The gasket looks kind of janky there, so that would probably seem right. I'll have to check and see how straight this head is before I reinstall it. As far as the cylinder walls, I'm going to try and wipe a little bit here. Ooh, that didn't feel very good. Oh wow, that's got deep scores in it. Oh man, that feels absolutely terrible. It really feels nasty. Those are pretty bad. I mean, I had the thing running on some starting fluid, but this isn't good at all. Well, I guess that's what I've got. So I'll have to look into either, and this might be down the road, but I'll have to look into either a new jug or a better condition jug, or possibly a rebore with new pistons and rings, and neither one of those is probably going to be cheap by any means. Can't really see much in those valves. So the interesting thing about these Wisconsin twins is that the pistons go up and down at the same time, but they're timed different. So when one piston comes up on compression, the other one is coming up on exhaust. Then when one piston goes down on intake, the other goes down on power. And the disadvantage of that is that it doesn't make the engine mechanically balanced very well. The advantage of it is that it gives you an even firing order. Every 360 degrees of the crank you have a fire. If this was a TJD, and those were later engines, then one piston would come up to the top while the other one would go down to the bottom, which makes for a better balanced engine, but the disadvantage of that is that it gives you an odd firing order. It means basically that you have your two power strokes are 90 degrees apart, 90 degrees of the crankshaft, so you'll get a bang, and then 90 degrees of the crank, and then you get another bang, and then it's got to go around another 270 before you get the next power stroke. And so you can tell them by the sound. They sound kind of like an old John Deere tractor, two-cylinder tractor. And so that's interesting. But yeah, I'll have to see what I want to do with this thing, see how well I can get it running. This motor's definitely worth putting, seems like it's worth putting some money into. It doesn't look like it's been messed with much. I mean, if there was nothing else really wrong with it other than the cylinder, pistons, and rings, it would be worth a rebuild, you know, money permitting. But, well, we'll see what happens. But I think in the meantime, I'll change out my head gasket and hook this thing back up and at least see if I can hear it run, and go from there. So it's a project, that's for sure. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.